All right, so welcome back again, and this is Football Pitch Fans, and definitely this is a run-in and also inside the locker room program, which we definitely bring to you right now. Here in the studio with me, I have Cowboy Palmer. How are you doing today?
Very well, sir.
And there with me, I have Tboy AF. How are you doing?
Are they all right?
All right, so in this video, we definitely want to hit the nail, at the head. Definitely, we want to know which of this team has the better season, Chelsea and Arsenal. Which of this team do you think actually have a better season? Let's even hear from the comment section what you think about this topic. And today, we want to see if Arsenal should finish second in the league. Definitely, the semi-finalists in the Champions League. We will say they had a better season of Chelsea. If Chelsea should go on and make at least top 5 in the Premier League, actually guaranteed of the Champions League and also winning the Conference League, who do you think will have or had a better season if this has to come in play? Let me go with you, Cowboy. Tell me, do you think they actually have a better season than you, Chelsea, if you get to win the Conference League and also make top 5 in the Champions League?
Well, they said, win the one you're in. Win the competition you're in. So, we're in the Conference League, we're about to win it. And if I finish top 4, the only thing Arsenal has this season at the moment is qualifying for Champions League next season. Which, if I finish top 5, I'm also qualifying for Champions League next season with a Conference League trophy in my cabinet. Why Arsenal finishes yet again trophyless? Just like Romeo Lavia did.
All right, so actually a good point. You win what you are in. If you're not in Champions League, you're not expected to actually win the Champions League. And if you are in the Premier League, you're expected to win the Premier League. So it's actually something, somehow, still a solid point for Arsenal guys to make. This is kind of export to you. Now, let me hear you, Tboy. What do you think? Do you think Arsenal had a better season of Chelsea? If Chelsea to finish top 5 in the Premier League and also clinch the Conference League, do you say they had a better season of you that actually was the Champions League semi-finalist this season?
Yeah, well, I would say that if Chelsea should win the Conference League, I would say that they will have a better season than us. Yes, definitely. But there are levels to some things in life.
It's almost check and see they talk that thing now.
There are levels.
Now.
You understand? There are levels to some certain thing in life. You understand? They have the grade A and the grade B and the grade C. Chelsea are currently playing in the grade C, where they are children, where they are kids, you understand, in the Conference League. They haven't played any top team in the Conference League this season. The last club they played was Joe Garden. Joe Garden is not even in the map in the world. I don't know where they are. Yes, I don't know where they came from, bro. You understand? So I will just give them that credit for winning a trophy. Yeah, it's not easy, you understand? But the season is not yet over for Chelsea, I would say, because I think they can't beat Real Betis. That's what I think, based on my own opinion.
If they beat Real Betis, what if?
Based on imagination, if they should beat Real Betis, I think they will have a better season than Arsenal. Partially. Because even if Chelsea wins this Conference League, they're not going to make the Champions League next season. You understand?
It's still not a probability. No. It's not confirmed.
So, but they're not going to make it because Chelsea's not going to finish top 5. Yeah, we all know. Let's tell ourselves the truth. You understand?
Is it true?
Even himself, he know the truth, but he no go talk and because he wear Chelsea jersey. So,
I'm not.
You understand? It's going to be very difficult let's be realistic. It's going to be very difficult for Chelsea to finish top 5 this season. You understand? And Real Betis is a very difficult side to face. Yeah,
Anthony, the GOAT.
Yes, Isco, they are so informed. They are very dangerous, you understand? And they have sharp strikers that can hurt you compared to what Chelsea has, you understand? Chelsea have good forwards.
Who is Real Betis striker?
Real Betis striker?
Yeah, that is going to hurt Chelsea.
I don't understand. Who is Chelsea striker that is going to hurt Real Betis? Is it Jackson? Or do you believe in Jackson?
Okay.
I don't.
Do you believe in Jackson?
Personally, I don't believe in Jackson. But I've seen the job get done multiple times with or without Jackson.
Okay, when Jackson was not around, you guys were crying.
Obviously, we did because I told you, I keep on saying it that no, I will not take away the boy's flowers. His link-up play is on point. His link-up play is on point. But that's not what you need from a striker. It's just like when Man United took Wagots,
Wiggles,
like sounds
Yeah,
like
Wiggles,
yogurt.
yeah.
defending striker.
A defensive striker, you understand, that was able, his hit map,
Yeah.
it was something else,
He
but
was
he's
everywhere.
not scoring
He
goals.
was
He's
scoring,
everywhere,
yeah.
but he's not scoring goals.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing Jackson is doing to us.
Yeah.
He's very good inside the pitch, doing nicely coupley,
Yeah.
but finish now.
Finish. And I think you guys are like your attackers have that that's problem when it comes to end products. You
Everybody
understand?
is suffering it.
Yeah,
because
end products.
you tweak Neto into the striker. I believe that is who will play.
Yeah.
That's what will you do against
And-
Manchester United. Neto will be the striker,
Yeah.
first line. And is his finishing that great? No.
What about Sancho? Sancho too is not a serious.
With that
player.
one agreed to shoot.
Yeah,
no.
he doesn't shoot. So I think it's going to be a very difficult match for Chelsea. So I'm not writing Chelsea off though, but like it's not going to be easy for them to win that Conference League. Yeah.
All right, so the question was actually if they have to win it, because definitely you don't know what's there in the future, whether you will. But our question should be solidified on if Chelsea should go on to win the Conference League. Do you think they actually have a good season? You said yes. If they have to clinch the Conference League and also doesn't make the Champions League, they actually have a good season. All right.
Yeah,
so let's see right now, because your only hope right now is banking on Ribetis.
Yes.
For Ribetis actually not to, allow them to have that easy access to.
I've been a fan of Real Betis since I was 2.
Their striker, Chucho Hernandez. Chucho.
So those guys are unbelievable. I love that club. And I love my goods. Anthony.
They are sixth in their league.
Yeah. Where are you?
Fifth.
And you go down this weekend.
Let's actually try to take it from this angle. What do you think from you, Cowboy Palmer? Tell me, where do you think is actually gone wrong for Chelsea this season? All the high hopes and all. Definitely, yes, the target of the season is actually getting to be met, which is to win the Conference League and also to qualify for the Champions League next season. Is to be met, yes, but not confirmed until then. But what do you think, went wrong for Chelsea? Because the momentum Chelsea actually started this season with, you won't be having them to be in these precarious moments, in the season right now, still struggling to qualify. The momentum they started with, you could actually see, okay, let's say February, Chelsea should be, done and dusted, that the Champions League is confirmed. So right now, what do you think, or where do you think is actually went wrong for Chelsea this season?
Well, I think the board did it all wrong, and then at some points, the manager went clueless. Now, in the beginning of the season, we were scoring goals. In 4 matches, we already had like 14 goals already. So you can imagine. And then that same team is finding goal scoring very difficult at the moment. Now, where the board went clueless is doing a youth program, because that's what they turned Chelsea to. They turned Chelsea into a youth program. Whereas you don't sign any player that is above 21 years. Now, we want experience, which we lack in the team. The only experienced player in that team is Reece James, which is not even that fit. Injury has made him to be a shadow of himself. So now you can imagine, no striker. We didn't get a striker to at least replace or support Jackson. And this is the first time we are not having at least 2 to 3 prolific strikers under this management. Under Sir Abramovich, we signed strikers every season, even to support to the ones we already have. You can see we had likes of Torres, Sani. We still had to sign Andy Shaw into that same team for them to help each other. Now this board and management is so bound on supporting Jackson, which I don't know why. We didn't bring a striker for us, and then the sporting director also got it all wrong. Caicedo has been our only fit midfielder, whereas we have a couple of on loan. We have the likes of Santos, who has taken Strasbourg, and Strasbourg is about to play Champions League football next season. And our loanee being a captain at Strasbourg, but I was expecting he would be called back January to help support Caicedo at that defensive midfield, which the board overlooked. The board got it all wrong. And the management, we need experience. We have an idea of what you're trying to do. You're trying to build a team that will last in the long run, that will last for a very long time. A team that when they finally gel and click, they might be able to stay in the upfront for up to 5 to 6 years.
Project.
We know that, we understand the project, but please, at the moment, it's not working out as it should. So we need experience. Even if we don't want lengthy contracts to those experienced players, get 25, 26 years experienced players, put them on 3 years contract. If it works out, give them more contracts. But now look at where we are. Look at the tight spots we are at this moment. If we don't even finish up in a very good position and play Champions League football, who wants to play for Chelsea?
So definitely right now, it just, the sporting director was actually mentioned, the board was mentioned, the coach was mentioned, lack tactics and also went clueless at some point. So it really boils down to, one of the three major components when it comes to managing the team, and that's the management, the board, and also the sporting director. So it's really something we are hoping that they can actually, get it correct and rectify it going into next season. Now to Arsenal. Briefly, just tell me, what do you think, or where do you think, gone wrong for Arsenal? What's happened? Where do you think it's all still crumbling? Because right now in the season, Arsenal is still struggling to, maintain their top two spots, even in this league. Definitely not even talking about clinching or being, title contender anymore. It's the battle of making it to top three or even solidifying our top two spots. So where do you think it all go wrong for Arsenal, even starting the season with high hopes from last season being in the runner-up 2 times down to Man City? Where do you think it all went wrong for Arsenal?
I think the problem that we have in Arsenal is the stubbornness of Mikel Arteta. The moment I knew our season was end was when we didn't sign a striker in the January transfer window, even when we needed it the most, because Arsenal is the kind of club that settle for less when it comes to signing of players, you understand? I don't like the fact that my coach and the board know that this is our problem, and then they will now go to the team and look for a player to fit into that position, whereas that player now, that's not his natural position, and they want to force that player. When it's working, everybody will be like, it's okay, yeah, my Arteta is genius and stuff. Then when it gets to hurt us, they will now realize that they have made a mistake not to sign a player to fit in. That is that main player that would fit in that position. By then, it will be very late. Bro, even a 3-year-old child knows that Arsenal needs a striker. January transfer window, we had the opportunities to strengthen our squad. We refuse. Arsenal is a club that is contending for a title. They didn't sign anybody. Nothing. We got Sterling from Chelsea. 70 years old man, we no fit pass football. We no know anything about football again. Someone that is supposed to be playing in the Saudi League. We signed him on a loan from Chelsea. Someone that was rejected. Chelsea rejects. You understand? So the whole problem, I just think I'm going to blame the manager and the board. We don't have a sporting director anymore, you understand? So I'm going to blame the manager and the board for these silly mistakes. Man City were not contending for anything. They knew that their season was over. And yet, you see Man City strengthening their squad, signing the likes of Mamouche. They signed, you can see that this club, they have an ambition. You understand? We don't do things when it matters the most. When it's important, we don't show up when it's important. The only thing we have this season is good moments. That's why I can boast of good moments. We collected 4 points from Man City, and also we defeated Real Madrid in the Champions League, home and away. I think that's the only thing that we can boast of this season. The rest is bullshit. Still the same old Arsenal. And they will keep making this mistake until maybe we have a high-profile coach or so. Because I don't really understand what Mikel Arteta is doing in this club. When we signed Mikel Arteta, he was inexperienced. Arteta was inexperienced when we signed him. You understand? I think we need an experienced manager that will bring in that winning mentality, because we lack that winning mentality. Like, when it matters the most, you will not see these players turning up. You understand? And it happens almost all season. But yeah, they don't want to learn. So I don't really know when all this is going to stop right now, because the only thing we have is hope. You understand?
It's okay. You've actually talked. You actually said a lot.
Our problem much. You understand? Our problem much.
I just asked a simple question,
bro.
You are explaining so much.
If I begin to explain, Arsenal problem,
it don't do. It don't do. Hold on. So definitely we want to draw the curtain here, because we're actually, eating most of our time. We'll definitely have another section where we'll talk about the all-rounder of the season. And there's where we'll discuss what actually went wrong in details and in depth, and also try to see how the next season can be optimistic for the fans and what the fans actually expect their respective club actually does, at the summer business for the season to actually be nice for them. And here is where we are drawing the curtain. Let's see how this season finishes for Arsenal. Will Arsenal actually end up this season top 2, or will they come back to top 4 or even top 3? this season. Whereas Chelsea, on the other hand, will Chelsea make it happen and clinch that Conference League to actually, and also make top 5 for the Champions League next season to actually make it big and also have a better season than Arsenal? Let's see and hear from the comment section what you think about this, whether Arsenal had a better season of Chelsea, or if Chelsea should have a better season of Arsenal if they get to clean the Conference League and also make the Champions League football. Here is where we're actually dropping this up. Stick on our page, because definitely we're going to be discussing the all-rounder season, where we'll discuss how the team has fared during the season and also what they expect for their respective club going into next season. Here with me in the studio, I have Cowboy and also Tboy AFC. See you on the next one. Don't forget to click the subscribe button below to subscribe on our channel. Thank you, and see you on the next one.